All right, so we've made our way down here on the south side of the grade at Coughlin, and so what I'm going to do, and you can see panning back to the north there, you can see the Canadian Pacific line. So I'm going to take you through this former turning Y here at Coughlin. It is very, very grown in. It's not particularly easy to see anything. It's not particularly easy to navigate your way through here. I'm going to do my best to kind of weave you through here. And so here you can kind of see the grade. You can kind of make out some indentations from the ties right here. Becomes a little bit more apparent up here. And again, this is how grown in you can see it is. It's not easy to navigate your way through here. Again, this reminds me of my days on the Port Arthur, Duluth, and Western. This is what it's like to kind of navigate that railway grade, or a pretty good chunk of it today. It's all kind of grown in and very difficult to get around on. So here you can really see the distinctiveness of this turning Y. So you can see there's a little ditch on this side and a little ditch on that side, and it really, really sticks out. You can almost see, and you can almost see here, there's almost like a game trail. Right? You can just kind of see this sort of natural little pathway. Again, you can, I don't know if you can make it out. If I kind of stay still here, point my finger, you can kind of see the ditch on this side and the ditch on this side. And again, this is where it gets a little tricky. Having to weave your way through. But again, you can really see the grade here of this Y. You can see it kind of very distinctive, and again you can see this little path that just kind of winds its way through the Y here. And then you basically have to try not to kill yourself, first of all, on stuff. Like probably here you can see it very, very well. It's kind of like we're in the enchanted forest here. So you can see that side, and you can see there's a little bit of a cut to that side. And so it just continues along here. And then the other part, the other leg, is just over there. And I think here you can actually start making up some of these Ys. They actually leave the ties in there. They must have pulled them up. I don't see them, but you can kind of make out indentations here from where the ties were. And again, you can see it kind of opens up a little bit, and you can really kind of see the distinctiveness of the Y here. And so here's where it starts to get a little bit sketchy. I think that is the other side of the Y over there, if I'm not mistaken. Right here. So we're kind of almost at the joint, because that piece kind of sort of hooked on here. If I work my way across here, yeah, this is the other side, and it goes that way. Don't mind me while I mark this on my GPS. So like I said, we're kind of right here, almost at the joint here. All right, so let's make our way back over here onto this part, and I think here you can really see some Here you can really see some indentations. And so here, it, like I said, it kind of gets, at least on this side, it starts to get swampy. And oh yeah, here you can really see the indentations here. Like you can really make them out. I don't know if you can see them on the camera there. It's hard for me to see because I'm just looking at this tiny little screen. And then here, as I said, it starts to get a little bit sort of sketchy because it starts to get swampy. You can see there's like an animal trail, a game trail that kind of cuts through here. And again, there's the other side right there. And so this side's really been sort of churned up. Again, you can kind of see this trail. I don't know how far it kind of goes for. Usually it's a pretty good, the bottom end of the Y here is usually pretty good, right? Because you need enough room for locomotive to kind of pivot itself. You can see it's all, thank God it's been fairly dry. This would all just be just a gigantic swamp here. You can kind of see a little bit of a berm here. So I'm guessing this is still part of the Y here. Maybe the Y is up there. I don't know, it's really hard to tell. You're kind of very much in kind of uncharted territory here. The only thing we're kind of going off of is this little trail that's here. But there's definitely something over there. Let's make our way over there. I don't know if that's just a natural feature or if this is something here. All right, so what we're gonna do is we'll pause here for a second and then we'll start making our way back on the, we'll just go up here a little bit more, see if there's anything. Like you can see this game trail kind of goes on for quite a ways here. And obviously people use this because there's a piece of marker tape on here. So you can see the tape on the tree there. All right, so we'll pause for a second and then we'll kind of make our way back along the other leg. All right, as we were heading our way back, I think I may have found kind of the end, or at least maybe something to indicate the end of where the Y was. So you can actually see, we actually have these chunks of metal. And then this one here actually has some wood that's attached to it. I don't quite know what it is, but it's gotta be something potentially railway related. There'd be no reason for this chunk of metal to kind of be lying sort of here in the middle of sort of nowhere. Anyway, so what we'll do is we'll start sort of pushing our way this way and kind of push our way onto the western leg of the turning Y. I'm just sort of keeping my eyes open if I see any other kind of object. Again, this is kind of the great time to do this because the leaves are all down. It's decently dry. Again, it is the, I didn't mention, it's, this is November. It's actually the 6th of November. It's a beautiful day. It's cloudy, but I'm actually kind of sweating because it's fairly warm. It was about 8 degrees when we kind of got out here. And so this is kind of where this little hump sort of ends. And I think this is kind of the start of the other leg of the Y. But we'll sort of get ourselves, or this could have just been the main part of it here. The stem of the Y. Oops. So we'll get over here where we can kind of get back on it, where we know it is for sure. Usually that joint, that intersection in the Y is very, very distinctive. You can really kind of see where the two legs kind of come together. Just keep going this way a little bit. So this has got to be it here. This has got to be the joint right here, because this is definitely the western leg right here. See if we can find a junction point here where the two sections come together, because you can definitely see this very, very distinctive. Actually, it's over here. You can see this very distinctive. Oh, maybe I went too far here. One of the joys of doing this type of thing, it's not easy to always figure out where the heck you are. Maybe I was right. This side is definitely a little bit harder to kind of see where the heck you are. There's the junction point right here. I knew I was off a little bit. There's the junction point. So you can see kind of this little ditch running through. No, I think we're back on the, getting myself all turned around here. I think we're back on the western leg. All right, let's go this way a little bit. Yeah, okay, we're on here now. So you can kind of see according to my GPS we are, you can kind of again see, this one's a little bit, again, hard to see, but you can kind of see the little valley here that this forms. This side is definitely way more grown in than the eastern side is. Yeah, we're on it. So I've already come through here once. You can see all of the fallen trees, and again, just very difficult to kind of navigate ourselves here. And in this spot, there's all of these really big sort of thorn bushes, which is not particularly cool. Have to be careful. Looks like it's lightning a little bit, as in the sky is lightning. We picked up a branch here on the GPS. Right here. Here's where all the big thorn bushes are. Fantastic. Yeah, it definitely seems like it's getting a little lighter out. So here again, you can see the elevation of the grade here. Yeah, it definitely looks like the sun's trying to poke out. And here's where it kind of gets a little bit sort of sketchy, and it's not particularly well defined because we're back very, very close to the grade. You can kind of see it on the south side there, but the grade is just right up there. And so it just kind of keeps going along here. Again, I think it's right down here. Or up here, I don't know, can't tell. again, it's kind of hard to pick things up here. It could be down there, or we could be on it right here. I don't know. And so then it sort of continues on here. Again, this thing has not been used since, I think it came off the timetable 1937, 1938. So it's been a very, very long time since this Y was ever used. And I don't know how much it was used to begin with. All right, so we've popped back up and we've kind of rejoined the grade here again. I don't know exactly where it comes up. But basically we've traveled, if I take a look at my GPS here, from where we came out here, and we actually passed right by where the station would have been, and I say station in quotation marks because the actual flag stop. So I think the base of this is probably about 250 meters. So we came in just way back over there. Anyway, this is an exploration of the turning Y here, and then we'll just resume with the rest of our journey here at Coughlin.